Hello everybody. Y'all want to see this thing run, don't you? I don't blame you. I like seeing it run too. So we got, powering the whole situation, we've got a trifilar coil, two transistors, one trigger wire. One trigger wire comes through some resistors, which comes down to the rest of the circuit board for this coil right here. Fatty McFat there. Got all the transistors mounted on the front of the board with my large termination wires, a piece of number 10, some kind of J cord. It's decent for power delivery though. But anyway, what we've got here is we've got a simplified schoolgirl circuit. Nothing extremely special. Good old Tesla motor. It's 10 circuits with a trigger winding on that wire, on that spool right there. And normally, bedinis aren't self-starting. The schoolgirl circuit's not self-starting. Meaning you turn it on and you have to actually use some motion to spin the wheel to make it start spinning. Okay? Well, I found a phenomena that I don't know why people haven't been talking about yet, but it's actually pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I've talked to several people about starting these things with a automotive starter, but then you lose a lot of power with the automotive starter. That's just not needed. Not needed. Not asked for at all. So what I've done here is I've got the Tesla coil built for AR manufacturing. I'm running tests on. I've got it hooked up to the front end of the beast. Okay, and it's running off of this battery. The wheel is, and it's charging that battery. Okay, that's a 100 amp hour battery. That's a 12 amp hour battery. And charging this battery through that is 8 amp hour. I believe it's 8 amp hour. Okay, so what we have on this battery, the voltage we have on this battery currently is 1226. Okay, so in comparison, we've got this battery, 8 amps charging, 12 to 16 amps charging, 100 amp hour battery. Now, a movie that John Bedini and Tom Bearden put together, Energy from the Vacuum. There's several movies in the series, and Ron he happens to mention that John said that if he did it right, he could power all of New York City from a 9-volt battery. I believe that. The whole city from a 9-volt battery. Well, proof's in the pudding. So the big 12 volt, or the bigger of the, well, second largest 12 volt that we have here is reading at 1227. No tricks. My leads are going right there. Boom. Okay. So we've got 1227 on that battery, and we'll go ahead and show you the delivery on this battery. How much electricity? We'll show how much juice is going into that battery, or at that battery right now. Now we're sitting at 10.5 volts, which everybody knows 10.5 volts. A deep cycle battery is pretty toasted. It's pretty done for, pretty dead. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to charge that battery up from 1049, 1050 to, well, let's charge it as far as we can get it with this machine. Keep in mind, this is not but like one 3-pound coil, and probably a quarter pounder sitting up there. Little plumber's soldering spool. Okay. So yeah, the whole thing's it's pretty cheap. I've got used spools up there from old solder, some copper wire, some magnet wire, excuse me. You can buy it from bulkwire.com, eBay. Essex is about the best brand I've seen out there yet. But yeah, we've got an 18 gauge coil right here, 18 gauge magnet wire, 8 strands, and we've got 7 of them hooked up to something. We've got the 8th one sitting out here for another modification coming later. And we've got a trifilar of 23. That's 3 wires in the spool wrapped together, and one of them turns the motor on and off with each magnet pass. The other 2 collect energy off of it, and we've got those going to our output circuit, which is charging that battery. So the interesting phenomenon I was talking about earlier was the fact that these motors are not self-starting. However, when I hook this up, you're going to see something that I don't think a lot of people have talked about. You're going to hear a noise that this machine's going to start making. It sounds pretty rough, but apparently it's a lot better than what I thought it was. Let's go ahead and put the battery leads on, or the test leads on the run apparatus here. Gonna hook it up to that white wire, which goes to a capacitor. I'm charging the output with a capacitor, so that way it's just not as harmful to the battery. Not that the radiant energy at all is harmful, but collects a quicker charge in the capacitor, which dumps it to the battery better, in my opinion. So we've got hooked up right there and right there. Let's make this motor spin. And just give it a tiny little kick. See, I barely touched it. Now, the voltage is decreasing, yes. For a motor that size, it should be decreasing a lot better than that. I've seen some of the brushless motors out there, and one this size would use a lot more power and a lot more current. And mostly that battery would not play it. Would not play the game at all. So we're gonna watch this baby spin and spin up. And still my voltage is only at 12.9. That tick-tock noise you hear up there is a piece of tape I have that's kind of loose on the coil. I'll fix that before I get too crazy. A little piece of tape's dragging right there. We're still running at 1208. Motor's spinning. It's not spinning extremely fast, but oh, it's outputting. Now to show you, it's pretty much stopped about 12.8. It's running a decent amount of output and input. I mean, hasn't dropped the battery down low, extremely low. This machine's powering some of the load. So now we're going to take this loose and we're going to put it where we want to see the money shot. Okay. You can see we've got it clamped up to that interstate battery. This is interesting. Battery that was at 10.5 just a second ago is now charging almost a volt worth of charge. As the wheel turns. And that's something. 9/10 of a volt. That battery has been increased 9/10 of a volt. When you see 9/10 of a volt come up on a battery like that, you know whatever's inside of it's powerful. Voltages like that don't just jump out of nothing. I mean, you can't put a 5-watt solar panel on there and get that, and you pay $50 for that thing, with or without the charge controller. $100, $100, and you can't do what this wheel's doing for a solar panel. Not that to say solar is not bad, but using the right way, let's say it was running one of these, efficiency would go through the roof. Well, there's my schoolgirl circuit. I'm glad that you guys were able to check me out here. Maybe you guys look at my Google Plus or my Facebook. My name is Marshall Wheelis, in case the video hadn't showed you. That's pretty much it. Ain't that something though? Keeping it up there. 1138, 1140, 1139. It's a pretty decent charge coming out of a little bit of copper, huh? Let's see where the run battery's at. The one that's running the machine, the wheel machine. Okay. 1203. See, it hasn't decreased that much. The battery that started out at 1219 is now 1203. That's not a lot of power inputting to this machine to make it charge a beast of a battery like that. Thanks for your time, man. Comment and share. Help a brother out.